guys. We're going to be going through Proverbs 19 and 20 today. And I wanted to read a couple verses for you that I think relate to each other a lot. And we're going to look at that really quickly and just break this down. And so it says in Proverbs 19 verse 21, "Many are the plans in the mind of a man, but it is the purpose of the Lord that will stand." And so when I read that not only are God's ways and God's purposes that He has for us bigger than us, but they're also better. And that's when we work through this time of we're dealing with our plans all got messed up. God says it doesn't matter about your plans anyway. This is about His plan. And so I want to read a verse that I think kind of correlates with that. Over in chapter 20, it says in 20 verse 4, "The sluggard does not plow in autumn. He will seek at harvest and have nothing." And so when I read that, it says, we need to actually do the work and put the work into it that God has for us to be able to get something out of it. But not only are God's plans bigger and better than our own plans and what we try to come up with, but when we put that work in, God wants us to actually work for that and to work towards what He has for us to make our lives better. And then I read the very next verse. It's verse 5. It says, "The purpose in a man's heart is like deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out." When I think back to the times that I've been out on deep water, I think about the moments when I've been out on a boat, when you looked around and there was nothing else but water around you. And I was kind of this overwhelming feeling of all of this deep water of I could drown in this, I could get hurt in this. What if this boat sank? I think back to those different times when I read this verse about the deep water. And it says the purpose in a man's heart is like that deep water. It could be overwhelming. God has a purpose for us. And sometimes, just like in that verse 4, we have to work towards it. We have to put that plan into action and be able to say, God, I know you have a plan for me, and it's not always going to be easy, but we have to work towards that. And so I hope that as you read through this today, this is something that we can kind of continue to work through together. And I'm looking forward to hearing more about what y'all are learning out of this.